Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello ladies and gentlemen. I am Yumna Hadaya Nasution, a student of Master Program of English Education, State University of Padang. First, I'd like to say thanks to the committee of the International Conference Language, Literature, and Education who has given me the opportunity to present my research entitled The Comparison of Teacher Talk and Student Talk between Male Teacher and Female Teacher in English Foreign Language Classroom based on Flanders Interaction Analysis Category System or FIACS. Now let's come to the introduction. Well, based on the curriculum, the goal of teaching and learning language is to improve communicative skills. It means that the meaningful communication and interaction in the classroom can manage language teaching and learning activities successfully. Meanwhile, the successful of language teaching and learning activity can impact the students who have pitchy communicative skills. So it's important to conduct the research related to classroom interaction, in which classroom interaction is included on classroom discourse analysis. Classroom discourse is divided into interaction analysis, discourse analysis, conversation analysis, and a variable approach. However, classroom interaction is included on interaction analysis. So in this study, the researcher used one-off system to analyze the classroom interaction, that is Flanders Interaction Analysis Category System. Flanders Interaction Analysis Category System can be used to analyze the categories of teacher talk and student talk during teaching and learning process. We can look on the slide. There is a table of the categories of Flanders Interaction Analysis. Categories of Flanders Interaction Analysis is divided into teacher talk, student talk, and silence. For each category has subcategories. Now let's talk about the gender in language teaching and learning. According to WordDAV in 2010, there is the significant difference between male and female in using language. Besides, Appleby in 2014 states that gender are clearly an affective part of the educational construction. Gender also has been always associated with language teaching and learning. It means that gender influences the process of language teaching and learning. So, the purpose of this study is to compare the classroom interaction between male teacher class and female teacher class in English Foreign Language classroom based on Flanders Interaction Analysis Category System. Let's talk about the research method. The research design of this study is descriptive research with mixed method, that is quantitative and qualitative data. The researcher used observation sheet and voice recorder to collect the data, and then to analyze the data, there are several steps that the researcher did. The first one is the researcher made the transcription and then made the symbols or the code on the transcription. After that, the researcher analyzed the interaction by using Flanders Interaction Analysis Category System, and then the researcher count the percentage of each category, and the last, the researcher compare the result. The participants of this study were two classes of English Foreign Language class at SMP Negeri 2 Rantau Utara, Labuhan Batu, North Sumatra, Indonesia. It consists of a male English teacher and a female English teacher. Now let's talk about the finding and discussion. We can look on the slide. There is the table of the result of research. Well, now let's discuss about teacher talk initiation, that is asking questions. The researcher found that the male teacher asked questions 95 times. In the percentage, it is 75.39%. whereas the female teacher asked question 31 times, it is 24.60%. Next, lecturing. The male teacher did lecturing 17 times, whereas the female teacher did lecturing only 6 times. In the percentage, male teacher is 73.91%, whereas the female teacher is 26.4%. Next, teacher talk initiation giving direction. The result revealed that the male teacher gave direction or instruction to the students about 14 times, and the female teacher gave direction about 45 times during lesson time. The male teacher result 23.72%, meanwhile the female teacher result 76.27%. It means that female teacher did giving direction more than male teacher. Next, criticizing or justifying authority. The male teacher criticized or justified the students 21 times. Meanwhile, the female teacher did it only 11 times during lesson time. The percentage of male teacher in criticizing or justifying authority is 63.62%, whereas the female teacher is 33.37%. Next, acceptance feeling. The male teacher accepts students' feeling 27 times, or it is 71.5%. Meanwhile, the female teacher accepted students' feeling 11 times, or it is 28.94%. It means that male teacher did more acceptance feeling than female teacher. Next, praising or encouraging. The male teacher result 34 times of praising and encouraging category. Meanwhile, the female teacher result 19 times. In the percentage, male teacher is 64.15%, whereas female teacher is 35.84%. The last teacher talk response is accepting or using students' idea. The result revealed that the male teacher accept and used students' idea 29 times. Meanwhile, the female teacher did it only 18 times. In the percentage of male teacher in accepting or using students' idea is 61.70%. Meanwhile, female teacher is 38.29%. Next, we talk about silence category. In male teacher class, silence was done 29 times. Meanwhile, in female teacher class, it was done 13 times. In the percentage, in male teacher class is 69.4%. Meanwhile, in female teacher class is 30.95%. Next, the next category is student talk. The first one is student talk initiation. In male teacher class, student initiate 11 times. Meanwhile, in female teacher class, student initiate 10 times. In the percentage, students talk initiation in male teacher class is 52.38%. Meanwhile, in female teacher class is 45.61%. The last one is student talk response. Students in male teacher class respond 85 times, or in the percentage it is 53.79%. Meanwhile, students in female teacher class respond 73 times, or in percentage it is 46.20% during lesson time. It means that student talk response was done more in male teacher class than in female teacher class. Let's come to the conclusion. The researcher conclude that categories of learners interaction analysis most occurred in male teacher class because the utterance produced more in male teacher class. The comparison is that in teacher talk initiation, male teacher mostly asked questions to students. Meanwhile, female teacher mostly gave direction. Furthermore, about teacher talk response, both male teacher and female teacher dominate in praising and encouraging students. It means that between male teacher class and female teacher class, are similar. Regarding to student talk initiation was did more in male teacher class than female teacher class. Besides it, students talk response also was did more in male teacher class than in female teacher class. Lastly, silence more occurred in male teacher class than in female teacher class. Okay, I think that's all from me. If I have mistake, I do apologize. Thanks for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.